Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Planet Alien here on YouTube. I am Weird Little Alien. Hello. So, I may or may not have snapped because Riverdale. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, you know I stay pretty positive about Riverdale, and I really love the show. I really, really do. You know, of course I love Barchi, but that's not the reason I watch the show. I watch the show because I really love it. Same with the 100. I don't watch it just for Blark. I watch it because I love the show, you know? But, so I've been very positive and stuff. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like the writers know what they're doing, not just with Barchi, but with the story itself. I feel like they know what they're doing. But, when it comes to Bughead, it's just fan service. And I'm reading, because there was, first off, there's already, in the works, a spinoff of, it's going to be different than Riverdale, but it's a spinoff of Riverdale. And I'm like, if Roberto's attached to this, he needs to not be. Because you need to fix Riverdale first. Because Roberto, the guy who fucking writes for the show, the showrunner himself, is afraid of half the fandom, the Bughead fandom. He's afraid to break up Bughead because the fans might go crazy. So instead, he'll keep Bughead together as long as he can with the same old shit of them investigating and doing the same old boring, oh, I want to be a serpent. Oh, I'm a serpent. I want to be a serpent. I'm a serpent. Oh, let's investigate, investigate, investigate. It's like, woohoo! So basically, Bughead has not evolved or grown at all since season 1. I hate to tell you. They're doing the same shit like every fucking season. I guarantee I'm sure this season they'll break up again, get back together again. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. That would, like, for all I know, it probably does happen because, literally, we're going into season 3 with Bughead the same as season 1 and season 2. They literally had no growth. Oh, wow, they had sex and said, I love you. Boo fucking who? That's not growth. Especially whenever you're using your mental illness, Dark Betty, to have sex with your boyfriend. That's a little fucked up. Like, come on. Like, I would never see her doing that with Archie, and yet she does it with Jughead. I'm just saying. And that's because, you know, Jughead and Veronica kissed, and she had to punish him. But it's like, you have her as Dark Betty because it's supposed to represent her mental illness, her dark side, and yet you're using it for sexual purposes? Oh, I gotta punish you. Like, what? Are you fucking, even if that was with Archie, I would still be like, are you fucking kidding me? Because it's, for someone who deals with mental illness, it's like, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, you're portraying this Dark Betty persona as her mental illness, and yet you're using it as like a fucking, you're using it as like role play in the bedroom. Oh, I'm gonna have to punish you. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is Betty and Jughead? Like, really, this is what we want to, like, this is what I want to see? This is the relationship that people are like, goals, goals. Really? They share a half-brother. You know that. They share a half-brother. Related or not, they share a half-brother. A half-brother, okay? So, right there, they share a half-brother. And I know we just recently found that out in season 2. But now that we know it, that's a big thing to know, and now when you look at Betty and Jughead, you can't deny and say, oh, well, there are, of course, Bughead fans aren't going to look at them and be like, oh, they share a half-brother, because they're not acknowledging that. That's not a big deal. It's not incest. They're not related, so it's not a big deal. But it's like, when I look at Betty and Jughead, it's like, they share a half-brother. Their parents, like, I hate when people say, like, oh, phallus is getting in the way of Bughead. No one wants those 40-something-year-olds together. They're boring. Boo-hoo, go away, you know. And it's like, first off, FP and Alice have a history long before Betty and Jughead were even born or were even in the fucking womb. Like, the longest fucking history. And their history is, Bughead's history is nothing compared to FP and Alice's history. There is nothing. For anybody to say Bughead is like a second version, or whatever they say, a mini version of Phallus, you know, it's a remake of Phallus. It's like, no, it's not. Just because he's FP's son and she's Alice's daughter and they're dating doesn't make them another Phallus. Because that's another thing. People are like, oh, Bughead is like Phallus, you know, is the new Phallus. And it's like, no. FP and Alice don't share a half-brother, you know? And they actually had growth. They actually, you know, moved on with their lives and then came back together, you know? Betty and Jughead are just dating, broke up, dating, serpent. Oh, let's investigate. It's like, oh my God, investigate. Like, this is what gets me. Like, I will say, I am so happy. Like, not because I want Archie and Betty to get together. It's nothing like that. This has nothing to do with Archie. I am happy Veronica and Archie are breaking up because it's something different. It's something new. That's what I want. It's like, yeah, Roberto changes the theme of the season a little bit. It's basically the same, but he changes it in little ways, and now he's incorporating new characters, you know, when he can't even focus on the characters he already has. But we'll see in season 3, like, it's just this Bughead thing. But, no, what was I saying? Hold on, I gotta pause it, because I gotta get my... Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, he changed... Because I said this, because I went on, like, a rant the other day about it, because you know what? I'm pretty calm and respectful. Well, I wasn't disrespectful, you know? I was just being honest. I wasn't, like, saying you're a vile fucking piece of shit. I was just saying, if this is how you're going to write a show, then maybe you shouldn't. Like, not that. But, like, I was basically saying, like, maybe you should just let the fans write the show, because that's what you're basically doing. You're writing it for the fans. And, yeah, you could say, oh, well, if he was writing this in favor of Archie, you wouldn't be complaining. I probably still would, only because I want the story to go as it is. I mean, I don't want any showrunner to be afraid to break up a couple because of what the fans will do. That should not even be a thought in your mind. I mean, you're keeping Bughead together in season 3 for who knows how long. For what reason? Because you're afraid of the fans, or because they actually still have a story? Because as far as I'm concerned, their story is the same it's always been. Investigating and wanting to be serpents, or Betty wanting to be a serpent. So really, what's fucking different here? Oh, now instead of him just being a serpent, now she's going to be a serpent too, and they're going to be king and queen. It's like the same thing every fucking season. Like, seriously, and I'm sorry, investigating is not their kink anymore. It's fucking sharing a half-brother. I'm going to keep on saying that. Their kink is sharing a half-brother. Because I read this. Like, Roberto also is, well, apparently there is, in works, a spin-off of Riverdale. It's going to be a lot different than Riverdale, but it's a spin-off. And I was like, if Roberto was attached to this, then I'm good, because he needs to focus on fixing Riverdale first. Just because you change the theme of the seasons and you add a few characters and you break this couple up doesn't mean shit when you still have Bughead doing the same shit every fucking season. If you're going to keep them together, switch it up. Do something different. Jesus. It's the same thing every season. I'm so bored of it. Like, if you guys watch my earlier videos, I understood why people liked Bughead. I seen the appeal. I just personally never shipped them. But now, I mean, Roberto's gotten to the point where it's like, I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I would rather have Veronica and Archie together than Betty and Jughead. Because at least Veronica and Archie, at least they go through stuff. At least they are growing, you know? Whereas Betty and Jughead, I feel like it's the same shit. They're not growing. Oh, I love you, we had sex. Oh, now you're going to be my serpent queen. Yoo-hoo! It's not a fucking play. This is fucking, you know, high school. This is real life. Like, damn. It makes no sense. But I keep seeing this, and that's what gets me. Okay. Bughead's relationship in Riverdale Season 3 will be very solid. They make sure to say that super much. I think they're pretty solid, especially Bughead. Bughead is pretty solid, showrunner Roberto shared this week. Fan service. What? Oh, did you guys hear that? What? Roberto, fans. Oh, yes, fan service. Oh, fan service. Because at this point in time, it's fan service. I'm sorry. Let me think. Sorry. But, oh, sorry. I just didn't feel like doing myself today. No, it's like, I'm sorry. But at this point, Roberto truly is doing fan service. Because he is afraid of breaking up Bughead because of the Bughead fandom, which is sad that the Bughead fandom has that much power over the showrunner. But it's like, he's supposed to be writing for the show, for these characters, not for what the fans want and what they don't want. If that was the case, then we could write the show our fucking selves. Why do we need you? Seriously, it's the truth. Like, yeah, okay, maybe Betty and Jughead staying together in Season 3 is what Roberto wants, is what's best for the story. But no, as far as I'm concerned, they're doing the same shit as before, except stupider shit. Serpent King and Serpent Queen, like stupid fucking shit that high schoolers don't do. I understand this is a TV show, but you know what's crazy is this is a TV show, and yet they can be realistic to times nowadays. You know, you can relate to the show, even though sometimes it can be overdramatic and a little out there. Sometimes you can really relate. Whereas now, with Betty being Serpent Queen and Jughead being Serpent King, it's like I'm watching a show within a show. I feel like I'm literally watching Riverdale, but I'm also watching another show in Riverdale about Betty and Jughead. Because what are they next? They're going to sit on fucking thrones? This isn't Game of Thrones. Like, shit. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't see, I don't see why. I mean, I can understand if Betty and Jughead are together for a few episodes. Like, they keep saying pretty solid. They're pretty solid. They're pretty solid. They're pretty solid. And it's like, so what? That means for the whole season they're just together? Because that just sounds so boring and stupid. Like, let's start moving on with these stories. I know you're incorporating new characters and you figure, oh, that will change the show a little bit. No, it's not that, just that alone. You know, you do have to have these couples break up that have been together 2 seasons going on 3 so that we can see some new, different things. Like, see Veronica single and then with someone else. See Archie single and then with someone else. You know, that's what I love about it, is they're actually doing something different. We're going to get to see Archie single. We're going to see Veronica single. Her with a new love interest. They're changing it up. But Bughead is the only thing that's not getting changed up. And I don't understand how they can be so solid. It's like, I mean, I understand that Bughead is so loved, but who gives a shit? If fans stop watching because Betty and Jughead break up, who gives a shit? I mean, by you favoriting Bughead and doing fan service for the Bughead fans, that makes all the other fans who aren't Bughead fans want to just say, fuck you, I'm not watching this show anymore. So why don't you care about all the fans instead of what Bughead fans might do? And I'm not saying all Bughead fans, because I don't want you to think I'm saying all, but a lot of Bughead fans. And it's like, come on. Like, it irks me that this, like, I love Riverdale. I really do. I love Riverdale. I don't know why I have so much faith in Barchi and Veronica and just Valis and Shoni and the show. I have faith. But when it comes to Bughead, it's just fan service. That's it. It's pure fan service. They're literally keeping them together for no reason, really, except for to do the same shit they've been fucking doing, except now they're going to be Serpent King and Queen, and it's going to be like a fucking play, and this is going to be some stupid-ass shit. No one's going to follow Betty. Hello. Like, I just think it's so... I just think you shouldn't be writing a show or doing a show if you're just going to worry about what the fans are going to want or expect or going to do if they don't get what they wanted. Like, who cares? Yeah, I would love for you to fucking have Barchi together and write Veronica together and give me everything I want. But that's not the way the show goes. The show has to make sense. Everything has to make sense. You know, the characters have to go through stuff. The stories change. You know, things happen. But with Bughead, nothing changes with them. Nothing. And it's like, if you're going to keep them together for season 3, at least fucking switch it up a little bit. Jesus Christ. I mean, same storyline. There's really no reason for you to keep them together still. Like, really, no reason at all. If they don't break up by the end of season 3, that's going to be the fucking stupidest thing I've ever... That's going to be pure fan service. Because I don't even understand how there's... Like, okay, I can understand they're going to be together for a few episodes, you know, in season 3. But then I think come, like, episode maybe 10 or earlier, they should break up. Like, I see them breaking up in, like, the middle of the season. Like, there's just no way you honestly are going to keep them together for the whole season. I mean, if we have another season of Bughead doing the same shit, I'm just so done for it. Not to mention, like I said, they share a half-brother. When's that going to be put out there? But they don't want to put that out there yet, because if they do, then that might break up Betty and Jughead, and then the fans will go crazy. But yet, Gladys and Jellybean Jones are coming into the scene, and apparently they caused trouble for FP and Alice, which makes sense, because Gladys is his ex, you know, so, of course, that makes sense. But they're also going to cause problems for Betty and Jughead, which I find very intriguing. Is that because maybe she knows that she had FP's baby? Or, you know, maybe she knows something that, you know, they don't know, that she tells them, and it shocks their world? Because, you know what? something has to happen in season 3 that breaks up Betty and Jughead. I'm sorry. And that doesn't end up with them getting back together the next episode. Because, like, oh, I broke up with you. Next episode, we're back together. Like, I'm sorry, but I love Jughead, and I love Betty. But it's like, damn, can we just have Jughead and then Betty? Do we have to have them together at all fucking times? Like, let her focus on her family shit right now. And let him deal with being the king of the serpents. And, you know, let him deal with his best friend being on trial, and also her best friend being on trial, you know? But instead, it's like every time Betty and Jughead have something to do on their own, it ends up intertwining together, and it's like, all right, another Bughead fucking scene comes, you know? And it's like, Jesus, can Betty be her own person? Can Jughead be his own person? I mean, seriously, I'm so tired of it. Like, I love Riverdale, and I will continue to watch it. I will continue to be positive and have faith. But when it comes to Bughead and seeing that this is just pure fan service at this point, whether you agree with me or not, this is my opinion. It's just seeing that it's pure fan service at this point, it just really just puts me off. It really pisses me off that the showrunner, Roberto, is literally scared of half of the Bughead fandom. Who gives a shit? Write your show like you want to. Don't worry about the Bughead fandom, because you sure as hell don't give a fuck about the Barchi fandom, or the Barchi because you broke them up. So really, you only give a fuck about the Bughead fandom. And it's stupid. Why? Because there's more of them, you're worried that will have more of an impact? No. There's a lot of Barchi shippers, you know, and a lot of people who don't ship Bughead or Barchi, but still don't ship Bughead, you know? So, like, that's what gets me, is the fan service, because, like, I see Betty and Jughead. Okay, I understand them being together starting season 3. Okay, I see that. But I see Betty and Jughead breaking up towards the middle of this season. I do. It makes sense to me that they're going to break up this season. If not by the middle, by the end of the season, they will be broken up. That's just how I see it going. That's how I would see the show playing out, you know? But if they stay together the whole season 3, then you know it is pure fan service, which it already is, but then you would know that he literally is just fan servicing the fuck with the Bughead, out of the Bugheads, you know, like giving fan service to the Bughead fans so much. And it's like, it sucks. Like, I mean, you're changing everything about the show except Betty and Jughead, which, hello, they should change too. Even if they don't break up, at least fucking shake it up a little bit. Do something different. Not, oh, she's going to be Serpent Queen and he's going to be Serpent King. No, not that kind of different. Do something a little different, like, oh, them actually have their own fucking lives, and them actually be a couple instead of doing this, investigating that. It's like, oh, we're together because we investigate stuff. That's our king. You know, no. Like, no, that's not the reason, but it just gets me. Like, I don't like this. Fan service, man. I don't like this. So I went on a rant on Twitter, you know, and it's just like, I love Riverdale. I do. And I keep positive about the show, and I have so much faith in the writers and the show. But when it comes to Bughead, it's fan service, and there's just nothing there anymore. There's nothing there. You sucked it dry. There's nothing there anymore. Like, they need to be broken up by at least the middle of season 3. I'm sorry, they do. Because there's really no reason to still have them together. Except, oh, they're going to be investigating again. So, they don't have to be dating to do that. And why are they investigating again? They investigated season 1, season 2. Why are they always investigating? Is there nothing new they can do? Is there anything else they can do besides investigate or want to be serpents? Like, come on. Like, if you're going to keep them together, switch it up. Do something different with the couple. Not this same old shit or this fucking pretend shit, you know? Like, it's so done with. I'm so done with Bughead. Like, I love Riverdale. I will continue to watch. But at this point, I am so done with Bughead. And I truly hope that they break up by at least the middle of the season. And hopefully they find out they share a fucking half-brother, you know? Because Chick's coming back into the scene, so hopefully he tells or something. I don't know. But, and for all we know, Charles could come into season 3 too, which it hasn't been said. But, you know, they could keep that under wraps. Because Charles ain't really dead. I don't believe it for 1 second. But no. Yeah, so I just want to say that, because the whole Bughead thing is just really getting me. Like, I can't fan service. And then to already have a spin-off in the works of Riverdale, it's like, bitch, you ain't even doing Riverdale justice. Fix Riverdale first. Like, yeah, Riverdale's a great show, and you're switching it up come season 3, but you're also doing the same shit with Bughead. You're not switching them up at all. Like, if you're not going to break them up, like I said, at least switch their relationship up a little bit. Add something new. Try something different. Instead of them doing the same thing every season. Every season. You know, that's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it really fucking sucks that Roberto favors Bughead. Or not really favors, but it really sucks that Roberto is afraid of the Bughead fandom, so therefore gives the Bughead fans what they want, you know. Of course, it's always about Bughead, Bughead this, Bughead that. And it's like, oh yeah, they share a half-brother. That's no biggie. They're meant to be. I mean, are you serious right now? If this was real life, you would be like, oh no, they ain't meant to be. That's gross. You share a half-brother, get the fuck away from each other. But now that it's a show, oh, they're meant to be. They're meant to be. They share a half-brother. They're not incest. It doesn't mean anything. They're meant to be. Like, okay. But yeah, if they don't break up by the middle or at least by the end of the season, then, oh my God. Like, then you know Roberto is purely just doing what Bughead fans want. Because there's just no reason for them to be together for the whole season 3. They should be broken up by at least the end of season 3, so that season 4 could start the triangle if it doesn't start in season 3, you know? And plus, if Archie and Evelyn do happen, which I kind of see happening, I feel like Betty would get jealous. I feel like she would. I feel like Jughead would see that, call her out on her feelings, and then they would possibly break up. But of course, I don't write the show for Bughead fans. So, you know, I'm not like Roberto. So I'm not putting Bughead, Bughead, Bughead. I'm actually switching it up. But, you know, whatever. So I just want to talk about that. Because that really irked me. Like, fan service, man. Like, season 1, season 2, okay. But now season 3, fan service, fan service. And it's like, you know what? All right. Let me watch. Let me see how season 3 plays out. And then I'll see what I have to say. But as of right now, I'm sick and tired of the fan service of Bughead. And I'm so done with them. It's so done. That story with them two is so done. There's really nothing new you can put in there. There is nothing. They have not grown as a couple. I mean, God, there's just nothing new. Just have them be separated and be doing their own things. Her dealing with her cult family and him dealing with the serpents and his dad. Like, come on. And Hiram. Like, damn. That's all I'm saying. So that's what I want to talk about because I just had a rant about this because it just really irked me, you know? Like, God, I love Riverdale so much and I will continue to watch. But, like, damn, this fan service, I mean, pretty solid, pretty solid, pretty solid. Like, how many times you gotta fucking say that? Jesus. Like, all right, we get it. They're good. They're good. But it's like they're saying it so much so that Bughead fans know they're solid. They're solid. They're steady. They're solid. It's like, Jesus Christ, are you that scared of how they'll react if you say, oh, they're going to go have a little bit of ups and downs? Are you that worried about them freaking the fuck out? Who cares? Like, who really cares? Write the show how it's supposed to be written, not based on what one half of the fandom wants because you're afraid of how they're going to react if they don't get it. Like, come on. That's all I want to say. Sorry for ranting, but I had to do it. And yeah, you don't have to agree with me, but this is my opinion, so I hope you enjoy.